This is your show, Eco Vibes, and I am your host, Marzuga Said. And today we are in the second day of the conference, Archaeology and Architecture. Yesterday we have learned a lot from different individuals, different professionals, and today we're gonna learn even more. I personally so excited to learn from them and to see what are new findings we're gonna find in Failika and in different historical places in Kuwait. So stay tuned with us. Welcome, our dear viewers. This is your host, Marzuga Said, with an honored guest, Mr. Makram Abbes, Director of Sifrba.
Thank you for your invitation. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How are you doing today?
Fine.
Great?
Fine, yeah, great.
Could you please tell us about the center of Sifrba?
Yes, the Sifrba is the French Research Center of the Arabian Peninsula.
Okay.
We are working under the supervision of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the French one, and also under the French Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research. So we have two umbrellas under which we are doing our activities in Kuwait, and we are specialized on 7 countries of the Arabian Peninsula. The headquarters is in Kuwait City, so we are lucky to have the Sifrba with the headquarters in Kuwait, Desman, close to the British Embassy, just behind Diwan Khazal. This is our location, and we are in Kuwait since 2015. So we will have very soon 10 years, of presence in Kuwait City. And from Kuwait City, we are running many research projects in archaeology, heritage, history, sociology, literature, linguistics, and all these disciplines, of course. For all these disciplines, we are working on the Arabian Peninsula. So we have antennas, for example, representations in Saudi Arabia, Al Ula, in Muscat, and also in Abu Dhabi, the suburb Abu Dhabi. And we are trying to expand our activities in these fields, human and social sciences, all over the Arabian Peninsula region.
Very nice. Okay.
Yes.
Regarding the efforts and activities that you are doing on Kuwait, for example, what are some areas? Like, is it like Failika, probably like island? Is there another islands you're working on recently?
Of course. Yeah, in Kuwait we have a lot of activities in partnership with the National Council of Culture for Culture, Art and Letters, the NCCL, and this is our major partner. And of course we have we could do things with the University of Kuwait, the Dar al-Athar al-Islamiyya. It depends on the discipline, on the topics.
Yes.
We have many conferences, seminars, publications, for example, and we are trying to work with all these partners, but especially with the National Council. It's our major, partner in Kuwait.
And how do you see like the benefits of these conferences on the knowledge of engineers, or like reflecting back to the archaeology?
Yeah, this conference is very interesting, and it is the result of our collaboration between the NCCL and the Sifrba. We are working, for example, we are collaborating on the excavations. We have 2 French missions working with Kuwaiti colleagues. So these are French Kuwaiti missions devoted to excavation in Failaka, for example, on 2 sites, the site of Al Qusur and the site of the fortress, the Hellenistic fortress. So every year we have teams coming from France to work, to stay in Failaka for 1.5 months or 2 months. It depends on periods, and they are working with Kuwaiti to excavate, to study the remains, and to understand the history of these places and these sites. So there is of course a collaboration on this level, the scientific work in archaeology, in the field of archaeology, in the field of heritage. Also, we are working on publications on other topics.
Variety of work, variety of activities are done by the center of Sifra.
Sifrba.
Yes, Sifra. Thank you for correcting me.
It's difficult to pronounce.
I know, for the first time. But it was really an amazing and also like a wonderful conversation with you, Mr.
Thank you.
Abbas.
Thank you so
for
much.
informing us and also like enlightening us about the efforts of this collaboration, global collaboration that Sifraba
Yes.
is doing here in Kuwait.
Thank you for your invitation, kind of invitation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Hello again, our dear viewers, to your favorite TV show, Eco Vibes. And today we have a special guest. We have with us here Mr. John Michel. How you doing today?
مرحبا
مرحبتين. Je m'appelle Mazoud, je suis Kuwaitien. Et vous?
أنا فرنسي.
Nice. Nice meeting you, Mr. John. So could you please tell us about a background about yourselves?
I work since 2009 in جزيرة فايلاتشي.
Okay.
I'm in charge with Mathilde Jolin of the research at the Hellenistic settlement and particularly the Hellenistic fortress. I'm in charge of the study of the fortification, and we are here today for this conference in between the NCCL and the CFREPA. يعني
And how do you find like the collaboration between different sectors, like for example, engineers, between architects, and also between like archaeology in general?
Mathilde Jolin and me, we are involved in the project of the classification of Jazirah Failache on the World Heritage list of the UNESCO. And we have to take in consideration the whole island in a holistic framework so it needs several specialization. For example, we heard today the lecture of architects, specialists of the conservation and who prepare the conservation plan of the island of Failaka and of the monuments of Failaka, and they made parallel between French sites and their intervention in France and in Failaka. And actually our mission, our excavation mission in Failaka, several specialized of different work came. For example, we had specialists of the 3D digitalization model and radar LiDAR models with a photogrammetric model. It's a mix of different techniques for preserve the information of the Kuwaiti heritage, because some monuments are in danger because of the sea, and also we had other specialists like geophysician who made a survey for finding remains of the Bronze Age or the Hellenistic period in Failaka. We have shown the architects we need their opinion for the preservation of the sites. So in the archaeology, we have the excavators, the archaeologists like me, and we have several specialization, all of us working in the purpose to have a better view of the history and the heritage of Kuwait, and particularly of Jazirah Failache.
Okay, very, very nice actually. Something that caught my attention while we were speaking, you know, like Failaka is kind of like a small island, and from time to time they're still finding new things. So do you think there's still even more to be found?
Sure. You saw these last months the missions, the archaeological missions found several important monuments. The Slovak mission found a well, a big well from the 7th century. The Danish mission in November found a new temple of the Dilmun civilization.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, and at the fortress, since a long time, we know the presence of one well, but during our campaign of Tmantash, Mathilde Jolin found the beginning of another well, and she is actually excavating it, and sure we will have a beautiful, important event about this well. Why it's important? Because it's one of the reasons of the specific place of Jazeret Failace in the Gulf, in between the India and Mesopotamia, for trade. And why we have the only Hellenistic fortress of the Gulf in Failaka? It was a way for the Seleucid Empire to control their territories, but also the trade between India, Mesopotamia, and Mediterranean Sea. And why we have this? Because there is fresh water in Failaka. So the question of the wells and the water is an important thing in the research and the understanding of the specific place of Failace.
And that's really also like an interesting history behind that question, but unfortunately we run out of time. So maybe we can save it to another episode, definitely.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, and I cannot wait to see the new findings that we will have during this mission. Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure to have you here, Mr. Jean-Michel. And until next time, see you later.
See you.
Inshallah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing that we have a lot of people coming from different regions to do some excavation missions in Failaka Island here in Kuwait? And that's what Jean-Michel has emphasized on, that he's here with a group of team to find new findings in Failaka Island and even in different regions in Kuwait country. I personally cannot wait to see the new things they're gonna come up with and what are the new findings they will discover. Until next time, be proud and be happy about your heritage and embrace who you are and where you came